Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everyone. Hello. Hey guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? So today is going to be different. Typically, y'all know me. I talk about everything pertaining to herpes. But I'm about to switch it up a little bit because I feel like narcissistic personality disorder is in the dark. Many people are not aware of it, but it is killing folks. Literally, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, it's killing people. And I feel like the only way for this to really come to the light and for women to be aware and men be aware is that somebody talk about it. Okay. So it's like, hi, I'm glad you're talking about this. Yes. How are you? I'm great. So I feel like this is an area that we have to overcome the stigma of, okay? Because at the end of the day, y'all know I overcome the stigma of herpes, but I feel like this is another area that needs to overcome the stigma. This is being swept under the rug. It's just saying that you're dealing with a bad guy, that he's just abusive, verbally abusive, that he just selfish and he just stubborn, or she just, these things. But this is a real disorder. This is really a personality disorder. If anybody know anything about any disorders, we have to understand, like, mental disorders is typically basically chemical, it's an imbalance, but personality it's interesting because at the end of the day, this person don't know this who they are. They kind of been dealing with it for some time. It's a personality, so they believe that's who they are. So I feel like at the end of the day, anybody who deal with a personality disorder is a little bit more worse off than the individual who have a mental disorder. Mental disorder, you can go, you go to therapy, you can take medicine, different things, coping skills, things like that. You have so much hands in on assisting, and that person can see that they have an issue. But when it comes to a personality disorder, it's kind of hard the person to see who they think they are. They make it their identity, and a lot of people are not being clinically or medically diagnosed. And I'm going to say this, guys, I'm not a doctor in the making, but I'm not a doctor in the medical field. Okay. So with that being said, guys, what I'm sharing is just my personal experience. And I'm also sharing information I found online that anybody else can find. Okay. I do want this to be very interactive. So if you have any information that if you have experienced this of any way, if you know a friend that experienced it, if it's something I say, you like, oh my God, I've been through that. I want to say me too. Because at the end of the day, I really want this live to be, I want other people who watch this live to know they're not alone. Like, because at the end of the day, it's so many people going through this and they just think they crazy. I mean, narcissists make you think you crazy. You're not, listen to me. You're not crazy. They are. But they make you crazy dealing with them. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all some facts before we get started. Really get started, but I'm gonna tell y'all who I am. I'm Belize, the STD life coach. That's what y'all know me as. I serve African American men and women living with herpes. I give them education, support, and also encouragement to overcome the stigma of herpes. As y'all know, if you need me, reach out to me at www.overcomingstigma.com for a session. And make sure if you are in Houston or in New York, any of those areas, make sure you get your tickets for the Overcoming Gathering. All right. So, and you can find that information in the community section. All right. So let's get started. So guys, I really want y'all to understand that narcissistic personality disorder is a problem, especially for individuals in romantic relationships. Okay, this can happen with family members, this can happen with friends, but this is really dangerous Very, very dangerous in a romantic relationship. I want to tell you, narcissists attach to individuals who are very giving, very loving, very forgiving. I'm going to say it again, very forgiving, very loving, very giving, forgiving and giving, loving, look past faults, love people for their potential. um, it's just really happy, perky person. That person have a lot of life in them. They like to give. They just love people. Okay. They're typically the talker. They're typically extrovert. Or it can be an introvert. But at the end of the day, that person has some life. They are visionary. They can see the best in people even when they're not the best. And they like to attach those people because they're like life sources. They're their life support. They will suck that person dry until they die. Literally, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They will abuse you. Financially, they abuse you. They will abuse you in every way because you are a life source. Okay? So let me get into it. It is over 200,000 US cases per year diagnosis of this disorder. 200,000. Guys, 200,000 is high for a personality disorder. This is people who go to the doctor and find out they have it. It's rare. People do go, but many people won't. But just think 200,000 in just in the US per year is finding out they are narcissists. Question is, are they doing anything? So it affects more men than it do females. Okay. Females can be narcissists, but it's really affect men more. It can begin in your teens or early adulthood. So you can see, and when I talk about the traits of a narcissist, you can see some of this stuff in young kids, but that doesn't mean that they're going to develop into the disorder. They just have some of the traits. But it really develop in preteens, starting at least 13 to 15 years old. It can start at that point. Okay. Oh wow, it's crazy. I know, right? It's crazy. Yeah, my mom is one. I believe my mom is at times too. But we just got to understand that this can be developed at a young age. I'm going to tell y'all something. They don't know why people have narcissistic personality disorder. It's not any medical. They're still trying to figure out why. They don't understand how it come about. They don't really have any type of coping skills for it. The main thing that a narcissist do is, number one, identify that they have a problem and then go to counseling for coping skills. It's not like they can give them medicine. This is not a chemical imbalance. This is not this is not an imbalance. This is a personality. So this person has to go coping to learn that this is not their personality, and they have to change who they are on a daily. So when they act with this characteristic, they're going to have to change it. And that is a lot of effort if they truly don't know they have the issue or they think it's a problem. Most narcissists think they don't have a problem. They think it's you. You the problem all the time. And they're going to make you the problem all the time. And I'm going to explain why they think that, okay? But 200,000, men are typically the main ones. It can't happen with women. It happens in teens, as young as teens and early childhood. Mental, like I said, no real reason. Don't really know. Mental health counselor is vital. Family therapy and communication with your family, and also coping. So, before we get started, who have ever been with a narcissist or think they've been with a narcissist? I know I have. I think the last 3 relationships I in were narcissists. The worst one I had was my ex-husband. My oldest son, he is one too, but he's just irritating. Okay, that ex-husband of mine. He made me want to kill him. No lie, he made me want to kill him. It changed my whole personality. If any of you guys watched me throughout that time that I was married, I even though I showed you and I supported you guys and stuff like that, you can see me change. My weight fluctuated, how I look fluctuated, all of that stuff fluctuated in that time. When I left him, I changed. Weight fell off. I felt like I was happier. I felt like I got mojo back. I just felt so much better. And so I have the last guy I dealt with in Atlanta is a narcissist. Absolutely. Okay. Anybody else you feel like you dealt with one? Or you're just like, I'm not quite sure I dealt with one? You said I never met one before. Okay. Okay. After I say some of this stuff, you probably have and you just didn't know it. Because I didn't know what, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what a narcissist was until I got out of my marriage. And I had a young lady that I had met on the train. Me and her made an amazing connection. And we seen each other a couple of times. At the time, she was engaged. And at the time, I think I had just got married. So we talked a couple of times and we lost touch, but we stayed friends on Facebook. So after me getting my divorce, earlier this year, it was really early this year, she reached out to me and she told me her stories. Oh, he was a narcissist. He used to beat her. He like pulled away from her family, all of these things. She told me exactly what a narcissist was to the T. She explained everything in detail. She even told me that she was a narcissist, so I cut her off. And she also told me how to deal with a narcissist. She told me way detailed information, which I'm not going to do that today because I really want y'all to do your own research. So I'm going to really just tell the characteristics of it, and also give a lot of experience, what I went through and what I heard and what I experienced with it. But she really explained things to the T, and I realized, oh my God, I dealt with it. And I learned talking to my friends, we all had dealt with it. Birds of a feather flock together. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but you are the product of the 5 people you hang with the most. Yes, wow, she told me she was one. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And I cut her off because I knew how to. And the thing about, I didn't know the reason I was able to get out of my marriage. I didn't know that was the one thing that shut a narcissist down. I wasn't aware. I was just going by the Holy Spirit. I'm not even gonna lie. Y'all know I'm a believer. If you don't know what a believer is, I'm a Christian. So I listened to God. He said, just go and don't turn back. Cut off all communication. I did that, not knowing that it's one of the main sources of cutting a narcissist off, which is hard to do if you don't have the willpower. Because at the end of the day, they make it sound so good to come back. They make it so good, so good. And I'm going to explain how they make it so good. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys some... I'm going to give y'all some things that may let you know a person is a narcissist before I kind of give you guys characteristics. So they're a conversation hoarder. This person loves to talk about themselves. Now, we got many people who love to talk about themselves. How do you deal with them? I'm going to tell you in a second. So I'm going to get into this and then I'm going to go into that. So this is kind of like warning signs. Okay. So they're a conversation hoarder. You can be talking about a situation. Let's say y'all can be talking about, the government, and then they'll make it about them somehow, some way. Like the conversation about them, it's not like they really want to engage. Now they will. I'm not going to lie. Narcissists can have really good conversations. Really good conversation. Can you give one example? I will get to it. Okay. So I want you to follow this because you're not quite sure if you dealt with it. And all of this is going to be beneficial to you to learn this stuff. It's not just knowing one thing. A narcissist is many things. It's a build-up effect of this whole person's personality. And if you're just taking one example out of it, you may just say, well, I dealt with somebody like that, but I don't think it's a big deal. Okay. They just this, they just that. So I really want everybody to get the whole gist of what I'm saying. And I really want y'all to ask questions. So you're asking great questions and I'm going to come back to your questions, but I really want us to understand the whole gist of it. Know what you're getting yourself into, know what to look into. I want to say this because as women, we suck at watching. We really suck at red flags. We suck at it. I'm going to be so honest. As women, we suck at red flags. We see a red flag and we throw a yellow flag. Like it wasn't there. We like, no, it wasn't. I didn't see it. You seen it and you seen it. But as women, we just like, no, he just have his bad experience. We make excuses for the red flags. Or we do nothing. Or we say something about the red flags, but stay. Ladies, this is the reason why I'm talking about it, because we suck at red flags. We just suck. And we got to get so much better at red flags. Because we don't understand these red flags leads into personality disorders, or they can lead into him being a drug addict of some sort, or an addict of some sort, or he have a mental disorder and you just don't know it. But those red flags are vital. They're so vital, but we act like they don't exist, and we got to stop doing that, especially being in a romantic relationship. In this day and time, you must keep your eyes open, and when you see a red flag, I need you to stop, pick it up, and figure out what it's about, and take some time to figure out what it's about before you move forward with that person. Do not ignore red flags. So these are the red flags. You said LOL, so try. Right. So, like I said, they're a conversation hoarder. They make everything about them. They'll try to talk as long as they can talk about themselves. They kind of just want you to listen to them talk. And I'm not gonna lie, they have really good conversation. You can talk to them about anything, but whatever the conversation is, they're gonna lead it back to themselves all the time and take up most of the time in the conversation. So you feel like you're talking, but you come to realize you're really not saying much because they're doing most of the talking, okay? So another thing is they're a conversation interrupter. So you can be talking about, oh, I had this happen. They'll be like, oh yeah, I had a situation, blah, 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 blah. Or I had my friend, and they trying to just, once again, shift it back to conversation hoarding. They constantly want to take the conversation and put it on themselves. And it's going to make sense in a minute. But this is what they do. These are red flags that I want y'all to pay attention to. They are rule breakers. And when I mean rule breakers pertaining to relationships, they don't do anything typical. They feel like they can kind of get away and do things out of the norm. They can, like, if you just say, for example, you like, you know what? And this is an example that I had with my ex. I said, you know what? We're both believers. We're both Christians. We shouldn't be having sex. Okay? And he said, why? I'm going to marry you anyway. You my wife anyway, so we can have sex. I was like, no, we should be celibate. And he caught an attitude. And he got mad. And he was like, well, that don't make sense. How that don't make sense? And you read the same Bible I read, or do you really read it? I mean, completely. And I'm not making anybody feel bad, but literally anybody who a Christian understand the struggle of trying to be celibate or struggling with, should I do it? Should I not? But I had this real conversation with him because we were in our engagement. And I said, you know what? We're going to go to counseling. And the counselor, she's going to tell us that we need to stop having sex, which I agree. We need to stop having sex so we can see what our real issues are. Sex is cloudy when it makes you fall in love with somebody you don't need to fall in love with, okay? It makes you really connected to that person. But he was like, no, I don't see the point. I think that's crazy. I know you're going to be my wife, so it's no point. We need to keep having sex. We talked about it. But I did not look at that fully as a red flag because I was still struggling with it myself, not knowing who he was or knowing what he's dealing with. I kind of just went with it, and I should have seen it as a red flag and walked away, especially being a reliever. That was a big red flag, and I didn't pay attention to it. Okay. So the next thing is boundary. They break boundaries. So just for example, like I said, you may have a boundary. They like to cross it. So you'll just say, you can't touch me there. They'll try to do it anyway. They like trying to push stuff on you. For example, another example, I won't give y'all a lot of examples. I was just talking to this other guy. I want to be so transparent. I never had talked to a Caucasian guy in my life. Okay. I've always dated African-American men or men of African descent. I'll say that. And white guy reached out to me. He was like, oh, I felt like we had a good conversation, whatever. And we went on a date. I told him I had some really important stuff to do. At this time, I was writing my book. If anybody know, I just finished a book. It took me like 7 days to do it. But I had just met him in the midst of me writing this book. And I said, I know I need full commitment to get this book done in 7 days like I need to. I think I was at day like 3 when I met him. So I was like, he was like, oh, let's go out to eat. He was trying to take all of my time. But I kept telling him, I said, no, stop trying to be a distraction. I got stuff to do. He didn't care. Oh, let me take you out to eat. Oh, let me bring something to you. Or I got a gift for you. Or let's get together and we're just going to work together and I'm just going to be inspiring to you as you write. He was nothing but a distraction. That they don't care about boundaries. They want everything about them. He was like, he didn't care. And I told him, I said, you are an issue because you want me to be all up into you and you want attention that I can't give you. And he got mad at me. Ooh, baby. He got mad. If I could show y'all the text messages, he got mad. He acted like a plum fool on me. That boy went from 0 to 1,000 like that. And that's another thing you'll learn about narcissists. They will go from that happy, good person, sweet guy to devil himself. Like that. Nobody like rejection, right? They really hate rejection. That is their number one insecurity, is being rejected. All right. So false image. So they got this false image of who they are. They think they're just so great and they got it all together. And not saying, because you got some who are on a certain pedestal where they got money and they got an image and they have worked for it. And then you got the ones who are broke as a joke and think that he got it all together. Like, nigga, you broke. I don't get it. You're broke. You never had anything. And I don't know why you think you got it all together. They believe everybody likes them or believe that everybody is against them. And, people are talking about them. And I was like, no, is thinking about you. They create this thing, this entitlement that everybody care about them or everybody out to get them or it's something about them all the time. It's crazy, but I'm telling you, that's just how they are. They are entitled. They have entitlement. It's like everything is about me. I want you to do it my way. I want you to make it about me. They're masters of gaslighting. Absolutely. And we'll talk about that as well. I'll talk a little bit about that, but I'll let you share. If you want to share, Miss T, that's what I'm going to call you. Miss T, if you want to share those tips, put those in there. I don't mind. You can put gaslighting and a couple of things. Put that in there because I'm not going to go that deep because that's a whole nother conversation. It goes really deep. And I just really want to get us to learn the red flags and the characteristics so we can learn how to identify first before we really learn how it functions. Okay. So please, if you know anything about this, please put it below so everybody can read as I speak. Okay. So yes, they are very entitled. They make everything about them. They want everything to go their way. For example, all right, guys, when I wrote my book in October 2016. At that time, I ended up getting a job early that year. I ended up getting a really good job. I was security at the airport. I ended up getting promoted in like 2 months, and I was making really good money. Okay, I'm making really, really good money. And I was getting overtime like crazy. So I was able to take care of all the bills. At this time, my ex had me being a stay-at-home mom. I always want to be a stay-at-home mom, but he had me literally not really having as much money, which he tried to keep me financially broke. He tried to keep me hooked to him to a certain way where I needed him, like he was the breadwinner, which he was not. Not against him, but at the end of the day, he was not. But at the end of the day, he tried to keep me financially stuck where I could not get out. Okay, so I ended up finally getting this job. And I was making more money. And he used to say, oh, so you think you something because you making more money. Oh, you think you something because you got people reaching out to you and talking to you. They will make the thing that is good bad. They will make the thing because they know at the end of the day, I need to tear you down so then you don't want those things. That you will put yourself in a position to lose it because you want me more than you want that stuff. So he made my job a bad situation. He made the fact that I was serving you guys a bad situation. When I ended up becoming an author, he was like, oh, so you writing books and oh, whatever. They don't know your real story. He literally was reading my book. He's like, oh, you got errors all up and through this book. Literally belittling me. Guys, literally, this was supposed to be my husband and he was belittling me. Yeah. That's not what your husband's supposed to do or your wife's supposed to do. That's not what marriage is or any type of relationship. That's not what you're supposed to experience. Okay. But sorry guys. I ended up getting injured. Okay. So I was working out one day and my knee popped out of place, completely out of place. I got so hurt. He was upstairs. My son was upstairs, guys. This is the first time I did not want to have nothing to do with him because I already knew this was going to be hell. Every time I got sick, he treated me like I literally make his life an inconvenience. I got sick, I swear, like he didn't want to carry me. He said, you know, I got to be in the hospital with you all day. It was your fault that you did this. It was time for me to come back in the house. I felt like he almost tried to drop me on the ground. I said, don't touch me. Literally, I was in the bed for like a whole week. The whole week, guys, I had to pee in a pan. This man didn't want to do nothing for me. He would cook, but he didn't want to do anything, guys. This was the worst experience of my life in the beginning of that September of 2016. Literally, it was close to his birthday. He told me after I got a little bit well, I ended up losing my job because my job was physical. I could barely walk, and all this stuff like that. He was like, well, you ruined my birthday. How did I ruin your birthday? I have an injury. I have an injury. So the thing about it is he made it about himself because he didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to do anything at all. They say they have to make people feel less than to feel greater than. You're right. Did he take his vows seriously in sickness and health? Hell no. No. He made me feel crappy for being sick. Because if I was sick, that means you had to care. And I'm going to tell you, narcissists has no compassion. They have no empathy. It don't exist in them. They don't have empathy. I don't know where it is, but they will fake it in the beginning to make you like them. They will do it like they'll put on, that's what I said, that fake image. They will make it seem like they're a great person and they're so loving and they're so caring. It seems like they got an insight about you. Like they can, I swear it feels like they can, I'll tell you about that in a minute, brother. So at the end of the day, like they make it seem like they really care in the beginning. And I want to tell you something about anybody who's a narcissist. Be careful. They want you to fall in love with them quickly. In the first week or two, and I say in the first 2 or 3 weeks, they swear they put you in a relationship as quick as they can with you. They literally give you everything you dream of quickly. Great conversation. You know, he may be taking you out and all this stuff like that. Catering to your needs. It seemed like they knew all your insecurities or things that you're worrying about, and it seemed like they cater to it. And they like, I'm here for you, and you can vent to me, and I'm gonna help you. They literally want you to fall in quick. They try to move you fast. Really fast, guys. They really try to move you really fast. They start calling you baby quick, and you my boo, or we dating, or you my girlfriend fast. And you looking like, whoa, where am I? Because even the guy that I was recently talking to, we had only known each other for 3 days. 3 days. In 3 days, he was like, oh, we dating. I said, dating who? When did we have this conversation? I'm not dating you. He started to say, boo. Boo who? Boo who? My name is Belize. I don't know you to be calling me boo nothing. They move very, very quickly. Ladies, do not get caught up in those situations where a guy's moving fast. Ladies, don't go with their speed. Go with your own speed. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these guys who are moving as quick as they are, they got issues. And I'm not saying that you can't find a really good relationship, but pay attention to the red flags. And a lot of us, that's what we're not doing. Okay, I'm about to catch up on what y'all talking about. 1 second. Let me go back up. I'm going to pause for a second. All right. Wow, she told she was one. How did you deal with them? We talked about that. Okay, true. Hey, in my opinion, some women think it won't happen to them. I also seen women try to save or fix a man. Absolutely. You cannot save or fix a narcissist. And that's a lot of women problem. They think they feel like it won't happen. And since you know why you don't think it's going to happen, because you're not aware enough of what can happen. Okay? When you're not aware, it's bound to happen to you because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Hey, you can't let love make you sick, become a burden that breaks the back of yourself or breaks your back or your self-esteem. Agreed. Hey, once you let that lion out the cage, it's hard to get it back in. That lion is already out the cage. You just don't know it. You just don't even know it. You're exactly right. Nobody likes rejection. Absolutely. But the thing about narcissists, that's their biggest insecurity. And when you feed on that insecurity or rejecting them or not giving them what they want, they get outraged. They're masters of gaslighting situations as well. Absolutely. Gaslighting is when they make the situation, they flip it. they escalate the situation where, for example, let me think of a situation. I've been in so many situations. My ex is real. For example, like I said about his birthday, like me getting injured, he made it seem like it was my fault that his birthday was ruined. First of all, you was broke. What were we going to do for your birthday anyway? We typically didn't do anything because his birthday fell right after his birthday and our anniversary always fell like back to back, and it was around school time. So school took up all of our income during that time. But he just made me feel like I was the reason that he didn't do anything, which I didn't care. I told him to do something. But he sat in the house and then he made it seem like it was my fault. Okay, right, exactly. What happened when you was pregnant? The thing about it is he wanted me to get pregnant. That's the interesting part. Because I was on birth control. I'm on Mirena. And I told him I don't want to have, I already had vowed to myself that I wasn't having another kid till I was married. He knew I had birth control. And literally, we got married in September. In December, January, he was like, well, you promised me, because he was like, well, when we, get married, are you going to have a baby? I was like, why are we in a rush? We don't even get along all the time. And we're not financially stable to be having a kid. At that time, I had a children. He had 2 children, but his children was farther away. So I was like, At this point, we're struggling. What do we need to add another kid for? But he was like, you promised me. So it's a guilt trip thing. You promised me that, you was going to have a baby and all this stuff like that. So I was like, I did keep a promise. So they'll make you feel like you have to maintain something, not looking at the reality of the situation. The reality is that we could not afford a child. But at the end of the day, he made me feel bad about the fact that I said I would have a child. But I was like, reality, we don't need one. Because it don't make sense to have a kid at this moment. Anyway, end up in January. I end up taking my birth control out. I end up getting pregnant in February. Okay, guys, literally, I had my first son by myself. I swear it was worse having this baby with him. I was stressed. I was very much stressed. He tried to put on like he was supportive, and he really wasn't supportive. At the point where I got like bills were like above our head. We almost got evicted. We did get evicted. A little bit after we had our son. We lost so many cars in that process. Cars was tearing up. Cars were getting taken. It was horrible. I swear I did better being a single mom. I'm not even gonna lie. I did better being a single mom. It was so stressful. It was so stressful. I was in so much pain. I ended up getting carpal tunnel in that time frame, so I couldn't really do as much as I want. But I ended up going back to work. In that time, but he was like, the job is too far and all this stuff, and you're doing too much. You need to be at home. That was a way so you would keep me bound, and you be in control. It was horrible, y'all. It was horrible. This is why I'm scared today because of this. You being scared ain't gonna change the fact that you're gonna meet one. That could be your friend. That could be your parents. It's all about being aware. A lot of us are scared of stuff that you probably already dealt with. It may be the reason why you're scared now. It may be the reason why you have insecurities now. It may be the reason why you don't love like you love now, or are heartbroken now because you wasn't aware of the red flags. And since a lot of us are not aware of the red flags, we are scared of stuff now. You're only scared of what you already experienced. Truthfully, a lot of us are scared of what we already experienced because we already experienced a lot of heartbreak prior. And just like when you learn more stuff, you're like, I don't want to deal. My whole thing is, truthfully, you can't avoid it. But what you can do is be aware of it and run from it. That's the thing. When you see the red flags, get the heck on. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. You're right. You're right. No one can keep the mask up for over 90 days. Man, folks can't keep the mask up for 2 days. It's just, you got to be aware. You can't be caught up in the good looks, or be caught up in that he got money or she got money or she cute, or they talking a good talk. You can't get it. You got to pay attention to the red flag. That subtle stuff is there. Or the stuff, and I want to tell you something else that they'll do. They'll tell you everything about them. They'll tell you how much money they make. They'll tell you about all the issues with their baby mamas or their ex-wives. I'm going to tell you, narcissists, they always married. And they don't been married multiple times, okay? They stay in relationships. They stay in relationships. It seems like they constantly stay in a relationship, and everybody the problem. Everybody the problem. They ain't you, everybody, but everybody got the same problem. Red flag. Everybody got the same problem. Okay, but you're not saying nothing you're doing. All right? They typically have children. I noticed that too. That's not all, but many of them do have children, and probably have more than 2 children. That's just something I picked up on recently, but that's not everybody's story, but that's something I'm noticing, especially when they're getting up in age. But they will have you believing that there's something that they're not, but they'll tell you everything. They'll tell you they have financial issues. They'll tell you awesome, they'll tell you, well, oh, I'm telling you something I ain't never told nobody before. That's a lie. Because when he flip it on you, you feeling like he's building a relationship. But I'm not going to tell you, nobody's telling anything like top secret with anybody that fast. That's a red flag. You're not going to tell somebody your deepest, darkest secret in the first week. I understand chemistry. I understand that stuff. But guys, truthfully, a lot of us are not going to share something something that you're super insecure right away. Especially not a man. I'm going to be completely honest. Especially not no man. Telling you I'm going to tell you how I really feel. Really? I'm sorry. It ain't too many men who are really telling you and letting them in like that, because men don't want to be hurt as much as we don't, or have experienced hurt. So for him to be quote unquote seem like he's all in touch, you got to be careful with that, because it's also a game. It's also a game, because he'll make it seem like, I don't tell you all this stuff about me and I'm open. Tell me about yourself. And what you tell him, those things he's going to use against, or she'll use against you. They portray strength is really weakness and insecurities underneath. Absolutely. Yo, deja vu for real. I seen this conversation coming. Absolutely. Hey, a lot of these men look for church women. Brother, come on, bro. Look, church women, I ain't telling you, Christians, we being slaughtered. We are being slaughtered. That's why half of us are not married, because they are in the church. I ain't gonna lie, narcissists are Christians. Oh, God, I'm trying to tell you. They are using the Bible and they are busting you out the side of your head. I'm telling you, so many women in the church are being towed up from the floor because he said he love you. Don't want somebody, you say you my husband. No, you're not. The Holy Spirit, I know the Holy Spirit, and you ain't it. I'm telling y'all, be careful. And I'm not telling you it's not men who are really in the church who want to find a wife, but I'm telling you, no man is moving that fast. I'm going to be completely honest. No real man is moving that fast. Yeah, he may know, I think she's a good woman. I think she could be my wife, but he ain't going to tell you that instantly. He gonna you know what? I need to check her out. I gotta make sure she consistent. I gotta make sure she worth my time. Is this somebody I can have kids with? Like, they take time. They don't move like that. But this dude walked up to you. I think you my wife. Creep off, you don't get on. Slaughtering Christian women, okay? And we, instead of say we're foolish enough to listen to it because we are not spiritually inclined. We're not using our discernment. And we want to get married so goddamn bad that we don't pay attention to red flags, especially if they haven't dated in a while or are heavily involved in church. Absolutely. My whole thing is, don't allow your service and your relationship to make you blind. And that's not the purpose of being a believer. The fact that you probably haven't been dating for a while, that means you have been in singleness for a while. That means your relationship with Christ should be so strong that you can smell crap from a mile away. If anybody have ever been outside and you can smell boo-boo in the air, yeah, you should smell it. You should smell him from a mile away and say, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Your relationship should be so much better, okay? And heavily in the church, especially for my individuals who have been celibate for a long time. Your hormones are raging. Ladies, I understand you want to get married, but you end up marrying the devil. I'm telling you, many women end up marrying the devil because at the end of the day, you're desperate. You're desperate. It ain't worth it. Pay attention and open your eyes, okay? He said, damn. Later, they will say to you, oh, I didn't say that, or oh, I didn't do that, to make it seem like you're the one that come on, feed it. Now, that's the thing. They will make you feel like you are crazy. They will literally say, okay, for example, we used to get into arguments. And he'll do this where he will launch at me. And I mean, I'm not talking about in a physical way, because he never physically hit me. It was very much spiritual, spiritual, mental, emotional, and financial abuse. Okay. So he will say something like, ugh, you get on my nerves or something. He'll say something small. And I was like, what did I do to you? Now me, I have an attitude. I had an attitude problem. Okay. So I was like, what are you talking about? And he will escalate it. I'm so sick of this. We having all these issues. So he'll want to have a really deep conversation, but he's angry in the process. So he's yelling, all this stuff. And when I go up with him, he comes down. So I get up like, what are you talking about? All this stuff like that. And he was like, why are you yelling? I'm just having a regular conversation. Why are you taking it so serious? You tripping. Y'all don't know how many times that I felt like I want to bust him in his head. Because he tried to make it seem like I was crazy. And I said, one thing you're not going to make me think is crazy. You were yelling at me, and I gave it back to you. But they always want to make it seem like it's you. And I want to say, be careful with them, because they will literally blast you on social media. All them text messages you send, they love texting. Oh, my God. They will send you letters of texts. They will call back to back to back. They will leave voicemails. And it will go from, I hate you, you blah, 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 blah. And they'll call you all types of names. And they're like, man, I love you. And I don't mean it. And they crazy. They are crazy. You did it. You the reason why I'm acting like this and all that stuff. They'll take you up and bring you down. Be careful. They will record you and they'll try to blast you. They steal as well. They'll try to take your phones. They'll try to take your keys. They'll try to take anything to keep you there. Because I don't have him try to take my phone from me. I don't have him go through my social media accounts. I had to change all my social medias. I don't see he don't blast me on social media. He don't try to record me on his phone so he could post it because I had a presence on social media and he wanted to embarrass me. They will humiliate you. They will make you look like the devil. They'll make it seem like it's all you and you crazy. And you're not crazy. You're not crazy. They have you acting out of character. It said, please don't make the nice guy pay for what the narcissist did. Absolutely. But the thing about it is the nice guy's going to end up paying for it because the young lady was not aware he was a narcissist. And it's the thing I will tell any guy who's watching this now is you're going to have to be patient with her because she dealt with narcissistic abuse. And she got to take the time to heal. And sadly say many women who come out of this don't realize they were literally being abused. They don't realize it. So they're thinking, well, I'm out this bad relationship. You're really not. You're mentally still crazy. I'm not going to lie. You can hear their voice. I swear. You can hear them talking to you. Like the stuff they say is like ringing through your brain all day long. It's like they have a sixth sense. Like before we end up getting married, I used to talk to this guy. Me and him was really good friends. He did like me, but I never took it anywhere. So one day I was on the phone with him. I was like, let me call you back. You know, my fiance is coming. He said, oh, I know you was on the phone with a nigga. You talk to the devil, don't you? How the hell you know that? I'm telling you, I swear it's like the devil talks to them. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, it's like they have a sixth sense. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like they know some stuff that it's like you wasn't there. How do you know that? Many times that he would say, oh, I know somebody was talking to you. I know this. I was like, were you a fly on the wall? I'm confused how you know that. It's creepy. It's very much creepy. It's creepy. And that'll make you crazy too, because you feel like they're watching you all the time. They make you very, very, very paranoid. Where you're scared to you always looking around. You feel like they're always there. It's because they created this presence within your brain. It's not physical presence. It's a mental presence. And they make you scared and paranoid about anything you do. You're constantly trying to shift yourself to please them all the time. You do not want to make them mad. You want to stay on the high because when it's good, oh my God, it's good. Sex is typically really good. So it's really, really good. Okay. But when you're down, he take you to the pit. And you're trying to fight to get back to when we were good. And he's a really good guy. We just have bad moments. No, those bad moments is hell on earth. And they real bad. But you don't realize that's mentally messing you up. That's spiritually messing you up. That's mentally and financially messing you up. Okay. And they can become abusive. Okay. All right. I think my mom is one. Hey, see what happened when they get mad. Most of the time, it's someone else's fault. Absolutely. Absolutely. When they get very angry, they blame it on everybody else. They don't like to take any credit for anything they do. Watch out for the ones who say the Lord said or told me your wife. Absolutely, brother. Hey, don't put down your purpose in God for some dick. I have seen it in some women dumb down for these dudes. Absolutely, because they make you feel like it's like they are very attracted to women who are driven. Women who have a whole lot of potential to do things. She's doing stuff. She may not be perfect, but the women who have the ability to go far. And he like to stop her. Like right in the cuff, he like to stop her. Or he'll get with her and he stunts her growth. Like for me, he was with me and when I decided I wanted to do this, he tried to make it seem like he was supportive. So when I told him what I did, whatever, which I was spooked out to tell him because he had so much he had done to me, but he was like, okay, it's cool. But then as soon as everybody started coming to him, he was like, what did you do? Why did you tell everybody that? Like he totally forgot that I told him what I was doing. Okay. They act like they got short-term memory. They don't have short-term memory. It's a game. Okay, it's a game. They want you to act like you never said nothing. It's like your communication is not there. But they know exactly what you said because they will tell you exactly what you said to the T. They are really good. Their memory is on it. They will literally quote back what you said and say, well, you said blah, 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 blah. And you like, and? So what? That ain't got nothing to do with this conversation at this moment. I said that because da, 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 da. Okay? But they don't forget anything. They don't forget anything. Everything is very much driven. Everything is about themselves. So ladies, do not put your goals, your children, your finances, your spiritual life, your mental, your emotional on hold for nobody. When you see that a person is sucking you dry emotionally, mentally, financially, they want you to take care of them. And they'll literally get you so wrapped up in their goals and stuff that you financially want to support them. And they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do it. And they want you to constantly feed them. The one thing they hate is a nonchalant. Come on, brother. I think that's what I won. That's how I won the battle. And I'll talk about that's how I won this battle of coming out, because I got to a point I didn't care. I don't give any type of emotion because he is my baby's father, Junior. That he is his dad. Even my oldest son, Hayden, his dad like that. I am so nonchalant. I don't talk to him. I talk to his wife and I tell him all the time, I don't like you. I like your wife. If she leaves you, and it's so funny because I said, if you leave her, I'm going to always love her. And I said this to his face. I said, I don't like you like that. Don't act like I like you. I don't like you like that. I don't talk. I said, do I talk to you? No, I don't talk to you. So don't act like we talk. Okay? The other one, he'll call at random times. Recently, he been calling me at 5 something in the morning. He wants to suck me back in. You want me to be back on the phone with you. He's like, oh, you remember when? Or you remember? He been sending me messages, like sending me, people been dying. So he'll reach out to me. They'll use anything to talk to you. So he'll reach back out to me and say, oh, such and such died. And he wants some type of sympathy. I'm like, oh, that's messed up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they will literally lead the conversation to something else and something else so you can stay on the phone with them. Don't waste your time with them. Don't waste your time. He also just been calling at 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, I answered the phone, like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? And he'll bring us some stuff like, oh, happy birthday. He was the first one who told me happy birthday. Nigga ain't never did nothing for my birthday. Never in the 4.5 years we were together. Nothing. But now we ain't together and you want to tell me happy birthday. It's attention. They want attention. And he called me talking about, let me tell you something funny. They want to suck you back in into the false image of who they are. I know he's a liar. I know he's into. They like to tell you their business pertaining to their new relationship. So him and both of them will literally talk bad about the girls they're with to me. Oh, she did this, she did that. And I'm like, you're stupid. And I'll tell them, you're stupid. It's your fault. You're doing it. You act like I never dated you. I know who you are. You're not fooling anybody. You're horrible. So they're trying to befriend you and get you on their side. They constantly want you on their side. He said, girl, you ain't never lied. I experienced the same thing, but I think that it has more to do with the soul ties. Yes, I believe in soul ties. Absolutely a soul tie. But this is mental abuse. They weigh you down mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Yes, they get you because y'all don't have sex with each other typically. So now you're attached to them. But they weigh you down mentally from the beginning. They weigh you down emotionally and spiritually from the beginning. And then they flip it. They'll make you feel really, really good. And they tear you all the way down. And now you're trying to just get back to what you used to have. Because you was like, it was so great in the beginning. Like, why is he treating me like this? It's deeper than a soul tie. Hey, they get mad when you start dating. They won't even recognize or acknowledge your new. Come on, brother. You're a narcissist. Because But at the end of the day, yes, they do that as well. They will get out of a relationship with you and be in a new relationship before your relationship ends. I will tell you something. They're constantly always talking to somebody. They be cheating. They cheaters. They are cheaters. Don't let me tell you, they are cheaters. They're cheating. You just ain't never figured out they cheating because they got you so wrapped thinking that they wouldn't cheat. He said, no, my wife was married to one. So you're aware. Okay. But at the end of the day, yeah, they're cheaters. They be cheating. You just ain't never figured it out, or they have you in your mind that they won't cheat. It's that I have paid the price. It's hard for her. She's scared. That's that. And depending on how long she was with him, that is trauma. That is trauma. So let's get back to the red flag. So thank you guys for sharing so much. They're charmers. They're so sweet. Half the time they're very attractive. They may not be the finest dude in the world, but it's something about them that draw you in. Like they got some type of pull. They just seem like just very attractive, a nice guy, or he seemed like he got something to offer. He got some type of potential. Okay? Or she. Negative emotions. They are negative people. They put on like they're not, but when you get in it, they're constantly negative. They're constantly stressed. They got a stress problem, but everything is negative. They will literally, their negative energy suck you dry because you're typically a positive. You're trying to uplift them and you're giving them positivity, but they make you negative because they're constantly like, no, it's not going to work. And this is that and that. They are negative Nancy's and they're manipulative. They'll make you think one thing and it's another. Back and forth, back and forth. You'll get entangled in their life. They will literally make it seem like they didn't say anything. Or they'll tell you something and say, what you talking about? And you're looking like, you just told me da da da. They said, no, I didn't. For example, I had the last dude I was talking to. We ended up getting into it because I realized what I got myself into. And I told him, I was like, we supposed to went out to, eat at 9:30. Where were you? So I became the mean girl. Because it's like, I'm about to test him. I'm about to push him to his level because I'm about to see him act like a plum fool. Here it come. I was like, and then I called him. I told him, call me. They never do, like I said, they're rule breakers. They're never going to do what you tell them to do. He didn't call. I called him. I said, oh, so you're not going to call? I asked you to call and you did not call. He was like, oh, I was doing something. So they make an excuse. I said, I don't care. I told you to call me and you didn't. So he was like, he's trying to make it good. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to make it up to you. They like gifting. They like to give you gifts. They give you like thought out gifts. And they like to write real nice, sweet things. And very thought out. They're like poets. And they'll say something so sweet and so nice. And it's all a lie. It's all a lie. So I told him, somebody to pop up at your house. Because he had ended up giving me something. They're good for that. They'll try to give you stuff so they can. It's like a woman putting her panties at the top of the bed. Because they can have some attachment to you. To say, I gave you something and I want it back. But they'll make you chase them to give it back. Okay? They'll make you literally chase them. So I told him, I'm about to come by your house and all this stuff. And give you something. He was like, oh my God, you're going to give me a surprise. I said, you said you don't like surprises. And he's like, oh yeah, so you listen? I said, oh, I listen to you. So they'll say those things like that. It's low blows. But those low blows is to tear you down slowly. It's not, they ain't going to hit you in the face first. They'll hit you in the gut. Or they'll poke you like, you think you know what you into, but you really don't. You really don't know what you into. You think you just got a little aware of your sister or somebody talk to you. That's why you think you know. You don't know what you're into. Type thing. So, I popped up at his house and I ended up turning around and leaving. So I pulled into the driveway and I pulled out the driveway. And he was like, I called him back. I was like, where were you? He was like, oh, so you left. So he was watching me. And he's like, oh, you left? I said, oh, no, I had to run back to my son's school. So I lied. I said, I got to run back to my son's school. He's like, what's wrong? Fake. Okay, you really don't care. Okay. Oh, what's wrong? I said, oh, it's nothing serious. I left his water shorts. And I had to run back to the house. I said, oh, let's meet at Walmart. So my whole thing is, I went to Starbucks. Nothing wrong with my son. I went to Starbucks. I was on the phone with my sister talking to her. I said, let me tell you how this is going to play out. So I was like, I know what I get myself into. I said, I'm about to show you what's going to happen. So I told her, I said, he's going to probably text me or he's going to call me. Narcissists, they like texting more than anything. They don't like to have a call log. If they do, it's just because they're really angry. So at the end of the day, he called. I didn't answer. Then he texted me. Then he called me. Then he texted me. And then he called me. And he texted me. And he text. And it went from, where are you? Where you been? I thought we were meeting at Walmart. And I'm looking like, okay. He said, where are you? And he started going down the line. I'm looking like, as you follow it, it's like, hold on. He's like, you told me you were going to be here. I said, we can meet at Walmart. I never told you when. So my whole thing, they'll try to make it seem like y'all had a whole conversation y'all really didn't have. And now you're thinking like, now when you call back, it's making it seem like now you're getting entangled in their story. And you're trying to defend a story that is not real. So now it's hard because you're in their game, like you're in their field and you're going to lose and you can get shot down in their field because at the end of the day, they created this whole lie. They manipulated a whole story that don't really exist. Now you're defending something that don't exist. Because I could call back like, what you talking about? We didn't talk about that. And then we could have went back and forth and he'll make me feel a certain type of way because he's like, yeah, we did. And he'll be like, no, we didn't. So now you're defending something that don't really exist. So I let him text back and forth. He called. Oh, I'm worried about you. Did you get in a car accident? They always take stuff to their screen. When you're not communicating with them, they take it to their screen. They think like you died or somebody killed you or you got hit by a car. They like, because they want to make it seem that way. Oh, I'm about to come by your house. I knew he wasn't going to come by my house. That is the paranoia they like to create. They want to make you feel super paranoid. So I was like, I wasn't at home no way. So I was like, whatever. I'm not in my house. In the process of that, he went back and forth, back and forth. And I finally texted him back. I said, you're not coming by my house. I said, I said, I can't give you the attention you want. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, no, you want more attention I can give you. I said, it was great meeting you. You seem like a nice guy. But I'm going to end this. I can't give you what you need. Flipped. What do you mean? Oh, what the hell? What did I do to you? I didn't do anything to you. Blah, 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 blah. I got you this gift and it was going to be great. And he like, I wrote this letter and all this stuff. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean anything. You make me feel less than and blah, blah. I mean, he flipped the script. And this is all through text. I swear, guys, if I wish I could show y'all these text messages, this boy went to 1,000. Fast. In the midst of it, I was national. I was like, and he sent me stuff. I said, oh, that was so sweet. Thank you. He said, I don't have anything sweet to say. Erase my number. I erased your number. Block me and I'll block you too. I blocked them. In the process, I will tell you something about narcissists. They always have another way to contact you. They'll send you another number. They'll get another phone. They'll call you from other numbers. They will literally block and call you. They will do it. He texted me from another number the next day. Block. He said, hi. Like nothing happened. I'm telling you, they're mentally crazy. They're crazy, y'all. Our crazy thing is I wonder how women fall for these men even after they see him dog another woman out. See, the thing is, he never tell you the whole story. And no woman physically see him dog a woman out. He's going to always tell it from a one side. Okay, he'll tell it like she did something to him. And this is another thing where women is not paying attention to the red flags. They don't see that why every situation is always her. You're the common denominator. Why is everybody doing something to you all the time? Why it seem like she's always the issue? Every relationship the women are always the issue. But women, sometimes, we don't read between the lines. We kind of just be wanting stuff in our face. Ladies, you got to read the subtle stuff. That's how we are getting fooled. We're not paying attention to the subtle things that's being said. The only thing you have to remember is that only God can heal your heart if the relationship ends. Don't look for another person to be your healer. Only Jesus can do that. Absolutely. That's completely true. You cannot run to another arm or get under another person to do this. You will damage another person. Truthfully, being with a narcissist makes you a narcissist sometimes. It makes you abusive. Not because you want to. But it's just because it's what you're used to. And typically, most narcissists, you're in a relationship with them for a long period of time. They don't do short term. They try to get you locked into for some years so they can tear you down so much and they can do whatever they want with you. All right. So, these are some other things. They basically say that they are super important and they're not. Like, they make themselves super important. And honestly, most of them have no real importance, not anywhere. But they just exaggerate that they are so important and they make so big an impact in other people's lives and all of these things. They create this importance in people's lives, or they force themselves into people's lives to be important. They have a false idea of what success is, or how successful they are, or they fantasize of what they want to be, or they have this idea of power and beauty and this idea of a relationship and all this stuff like that, and they try to create that for you that is like, I'm working towards that, or that's what we're going to have, and it don't exist. Like I said, they believe they're superior than others. Okay, they think they better than everybody else, and everybody crap stank. And they don't see themselves. They don't see the mess that they're in. They love to talk about other people. Oh my God, they love to talk about other people. You'll talk about that person, but then you serve that person. Okay, I've seen my ex do that all the time. He will serve other people, but come back and talk to me like a female. I mean, dog people out. But I was like, but you keep doing stuff for them. I said, I think you the fool. They winning, you not. But they want to look superior in their life, but they want to say, I did that for you. They want credit. They constantly want, like, praise. They will do stuff to get your praise. They will, wash your car and, pay some bills sometimes, or they will take you on places that you want to go, or buy you things that you said you want, and all that stuff like that. They want constant praise or affirmation all the time. They feed off that because their insecurity is rejection. They don't feel good within, but they constantly want somebody to feed that. Um, when they don't get that, they withdraw. That means they will ignore you. Okay? And when I mean ignore you, ladies, I mean he will literally not answer the phone. You can call, you can text, you can DM. He will not answer you, and you know he on social media. He will be posting on social media and ignoring your phone calls. And he will read your text messages and don't respond. That's called ghosting. They ghost you. They will literally ghost you for days. They will ghost you for hours and all this stuff like that to make you feel like you did something wrong to them. Ladies, ghosting is a problem. Nobody ghosts you. You have a real conversation about whatever you're concerned about, but they'll ghost you. That's what's because you didn't do what they wanted you to do. They will throw attention captures. They'll get upset, mad, act like a fool to get your attention. So for example, if you kind of like withdraw from them and like, you know what, I'm tired of this, they will like make a scene, or they'll make up a scene. They'll make it like something drastic is going on in their life to get your attention. Somebody died, or I need something, or something drastic is happening to get your attention, like a 2-year-old. They have a sense of entitlement that's not reasonable. It don't make sense. They place blame on you all the time. They twist facts. That's what I'm talking about. They twist facts on you. They take advantage of other people to a full extent. Like literally, they will like quote unquote befriend people just to get to where they want to be. So they'll drain that person of resources. They'll take your time. They'll take your money. They'll take your peace. They'll take all of that from you. They love to take advantage of people. And they like to be praised for what they do. They lack empathy and compassion. They don't have it. They fake it. They don't have it. They don't care. They don't even have it for themselves. They have issues. Their biggest thing is they're very envious and they're very jealous. Very jealous. That's the biggest thing. They don't like rejection. They can't stand it. Like they're always looking at other people like, I want this, and why do they have that? And they jealous. They think you always talking to somebody. They think you always cheating. You can be laying in the bed and they think you doing something. You like, they look through phones. Okay, don't let them fool you. They look through phones. They track you on social media. Like my ex used to literally, like I'll post something on social media. He'll come on social media and say something negative. Or he'll say, who is that dude? Or he was literally going through my social media and checking who I was talking to. Literally. They would do that. But they'll be so subtle about it, thinking that they're not doing that, but they're doing it. Because that's what they're doing. They delete all their text messages. Don't let them fool you. They delete their text messages. You won't find text messages in their phone. Or they'll do it because they don't got you so weighed down that you ain't going nowhere. They feel like they trapped you. They're arrogant, very arrogant. Another thing, they don't keep jobs. They're constantly changing jobs. Now, this is not everybody, but many, they cannot keep jobs. They can't maintain relationships. They don't have any close family like that. They family is like, they got an issue with their family. They got an issue with their children's mother. They got an issue with their children. They job jumping and all this stuff like that. They put on like they're hard workers, but they got issues. So those are the like solid characteristics of them, but the other ones I told you is red flags. Those are things that kind of alert you that but if you're in a relationship with one, those are characteristics of a narcissist. So that's that, y'all. I'm done. I'm trying to tell y'all, ladies, you want to be in a relationship, but just know everybody is not for you. Pay attention. And you know what end up happening is that you'll get into a bad relationship and then you guilt trip yourself in every situation, or that person you're with will guilt trip you to be with them. Ladies, if you don't feel right about it, if you don't feel good about it, if your friend tell you it's something wrong with him, please, that girl don't want that man. Your mama don't want that man. Your auntie don't want that man. Your grandma don't. Your brother looking out for you. And you gonna protect them. I'm gonna tell you, they will literally get you to protect them even when you know they ain't good. Be careful, because they'll get you to protecting them. No, he's not like that. And you know he's like that. You know he doing stuff to you. You just don't understand why. You're still trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? So you're constantly trying to change yourself to fit his mold. He don't have one. It's all fake. It don't exist. Nothing you do is good enough. You're going to be constantly chasing nothing in the sky. It's not real. So you're constantly going to change who you are. You're going to lose your identity in him. You're going to lose it because you're going to make your identity who he say he wants you to be. So one minute he'll say, I like girls who do their hair. And the next minute he'll say, I like girls who natural. And then you'll do your hair natural. And then he's like, you know what? Man, I like girls with short perm hair. Man, I don't like big girls. I don't like thick girls. I like them skinny girls. He would literally do things that constantly making you change who you are to meet him or to make him happy. Don't. It's not going to make him happy. He just like controlling you like a puppet. The biggest thing I hate is that they don't take responsibility, accountability for nothing because they don't know they have a problem. I've seen these type of guys play the kids against the ex. Oh my God. Yes, they will. They will create their kids who they are. I had that issue with my little one. He's only 4, but I had to get on him of how he used to try to play his brother and try to get his brother in trouble. They will teach their kids how to be manipulative. And I literally, I'm not going to lie, I had to put my own 3-year-old outside. I said, look, I'm not playing with you. I had to shut him out many times because at the end of the day, it's a game. And they teach their kids that game early. And kids pick up on stuff like that. So I had to knock that dang there, literally kick that out of my house a couple of times. And I still have that problem with that little one. But I addressed it because I know he watched that for at least 2 years. So he picked that behavior up from there. So if you see those characteristics in your children, especially if your children was in that environment, you have to address the issues and not get entangled in it. You have to drain. You have to isolate it. And when I mean isolate it, and this is how I got out, you have to ghost them. You have to ghost them. You have to no communication at all for a good period of time. When I chose to leave, I left in May of 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017. I left. We got into the worst argument of our lives. We were throwing stuff. We literally almost hit each other. And I said, you know what? I got to go. I'm going to kill you. Or you're going to try to kill me. So I left. I packed up my kids into the car that I paid for because he never paid anything on this car. Brand new car that I bought. I was paying out the Wawa for it. But packed me and the kids up bag. And I'm not going to lie. I had packed up the bag many times. But he had sucked me back in to go. But this time I said, if I don't leave, and I felt in my spirit, I said, he's going to beat me. So I'm going to get out. So I packed up my kids. He didn't know I had no money. At this point, I had started hiding money. I started getting money. And these are the type of people, you don't tell them you got nothing coming in. If they isolate you, bank your money. Because you're going to have an out. They want to keep you at a place of... oh, absolutely, I did. So I ended up taking my money, because I ended up having another job, and I ended up leaving that job, and I had my last check. At this time, we were behind on rent. We was always behind on rent. And he thought I was going to help him pay rent. No, you make more money than me. I wouldn't help him pay nothing. So I took the little money I had. I left the house. I packed up as much as I can pack up. Put it in the car, and me and my kids got a hotel. After that, I went to go live with a friend for 2 months, which found out he was a narcissist as well, which I left him alone, and I came back to my mom's, and I've been at my mom's ever since. But I did not talk to him. From the time I left that house, I did not answer the phone. I didn't answer, because that's what they do to you. It is so interesting because you have to do what they hate. They don't like to be ignored. They want attention, and when you don't give it, they act like children. They act up, and they act out, and they do everything to try to make you angry or make you feel guilty or make you feel bad for doing what you're doing, but what they did to you were wrong. So I didn't answer any phone calls. I didn't answer any text message. He was like, I'm worried about you, where my kids, bring my babies back, blah, blah, blah. I didn't respond. And I did that for probably a month and a half. I was saying in the beginning, I did it for like 2 weeks. I didn't say anything. He didn't know where I was. Not knowing that I moved literally next door. Literally, I moved in the next complex. But what I would do is I'll make sure my car was somewhere where he couldn't see it. And I never moved when he moved. I knew what time he had to go to work. I knew all that stuff. So I made sure that. But he had his friends going out looking for me. That's how he ended up finding my car. And in the middle of the night, he would come. He put the wedding ring on my thing, telling me, "Oh, I know you living with that dude. I know you having sex with him and all that." I didn't say a word. I didn't say, "Oh, listen." He ended up walking up to the guy and trying to threaten him and all this stuff like that. I didn't say a word. And that's the way I was able to drain him out, because I didn't say anything. Because it's a game with them. They want to get attention, and I know every time. And if I did talk to him, we end up arguing real bad, because he had created this big story that I did him so wrong, and then it's my fault and all this stuff like that. So once again, I've been in it so long, you argue back and forth trying to plead your point. But at the end, I was like, you know what? I'm not pleading my point no more. I'm leaving you because you're trash at this point. And I'm not doing this with you no more. So I drained him out. So I may talk to him once or twice, and then I drain him out. Talk to him once or twice and drain him out. I stopped giving. I didn't give any like energy. I didn't give like, if he talks to me, I'm dry. You have to become very uninteresting to them. You're not having interesting conversation. You don't tell them nothing good about your life. I don't care if you just won $1,000,000. You don't tell them. You don't tell them that you meeting your goals. You don't tell them you going to school. You don't tell them you got a new job. For so long, he didn't know I had a job. This is not a person you try to prove your point to. You don't do any of that. And you will catch yourself trying to do that because you feel like, I need to prove to you that I'm doing better than you, or prove to you that I'm doing good. Don't do that. That's giving them attention. They don't care if it's positive. They don't care if it's negative. At the end of the day, they look at it like, oh, I still got a hold on them. You have to literally, you have to drain them of all the energy that you give. Brother, you was asking me, how did you let your heart bend? I went to church. And I cried at church every time I went to church. I was the girl in the back rolling on the floor. Okay, I cried at church every time. I constantly went to church. I went to everything I can go to. Did a lot of praying, a lot of crying. But when I went to church, it was my free place. At that time, I knew I had to lead a ministry because I was in a ministry with him, which was very much manipulative, because you made everybody seem like, turn against me pertaining to it, and everybody was on his side, and he made everybody seem like he was a good guy. And what I did, which was not the right thing to do, I went on social media and I told everybody I was getting a divorce, and I was friends with everybody at his church. And I literally told everybody I was getting a divorce, and told them that he was not a good person. And he was like, oh my God, you made me sound like the devil, and you made it seem like I hit you and beat you. You did abuse me. You never physically put your hands on me, but you did abuse me. And some guys will believe, just because they didn't hit you, that they ain't do nothing. That's a lie. Mental, emotional, spiritual, financial is abuse. If they are literally putting you in a place where you feel less than, or you can't get ahead, that is abuse, guys. It is. And I don't care if it comes from a man. I don't care if it comes from a woman. It is abuse. And some of us just don't want to say that. I understand you're going to have situations where, you're going to get into a bad argument with a partner. Cool. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about constantly making you feel low. It's a difference with getting in an argument because y'all just don't get along about something, or y'all got y'all own ways, but y'all come back and y'all have a real conversation and y'all work towards it. And it's a real sincere, I'm sorry, you sorry, and we're going to do better. No, you don't get sorries from them. Sorry do not come out their mouths. And if it do, they're lying. Because they're really not sorry, because they're going to turn around and do something again. I didn't get too many sorries. I only got sorries when I finally left. When I did my final leave, that's when I left. I had left already 4 times. And I should have left a long time ago. But I didn't. Because, like I said, sucking you back into the situation. But my venting thing was truthfully, it was truthfully going to church. Just like you said, brother. God had to heal my heart. And I can truly say at this place, I don't hate him. I just know what I dealt with. And I didn't know what I was dealing with. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bomb person. I by default, y'all see what I do. I'm bold. I'm a talker. I want to help people, and he's seen that. And he knew at the end of the day, she gonna see the worst in me, but she gonna want to fix me. I'm a life coach. I want to see the best. I want to see if I can assist you in something. But you can't fix people. And that's something I also had to learn within my business. I'm not here to fix y'all. I'm here to bring up your issues and make you fix it on your own. You fix your own problems. And if you don't want to fix it, that's fine. And I'm gonna be honest, I talk to many of my clients now. I say, you the problem. And if you don't fix it, that's your problem. I can talk until my head pop. If you don't change it, you deal with it. But that's something that also I had to learn, that was one of my own downfalls. And this is where you have to see yourself and see why they're trying to attack you. Because deep down, you got some insecurities too, that you want to change people. And that you can, you so good that, you can change situations. You cannot. They're grown. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And you'll end up getting sucked in and change who you are. My whole thing, stop trying to change people, men and women. You're a good person. You're right. You are. You're a really, really good person. But at the end of the day, your job is not to change people. It's to assist. It's not to change them. They're going to be who they want to be. They're going to be who they want to be. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to make the decisions they want to make. Stop trying to influence them to do what you want them to do. On a slick, we'll be controlling. And you don't realize it, but you end up being controlled. Because you got somebody else who don't have the type of compassion, or deep down, our control is more of a, I want you to do well. It's not a control of, I just want you to do bad. So I really want your life to be great. But you got to understand, people going to have to want that for themselves. You not wanting that. They going to have to want that, and they going to have to do the work. You can't, faith without works is dead. You cannot use your faith for their work. You can't do that. They got to have their own faith, and they got to do their own work. And a lot of us as women want to have the faith and the work for him, and he get the benefit. I'm sorry, you're not getting the blessing that I work for. You're not doing that. And you get mad when stuff don't go the way it should. Women, it's okay to want to see the good in a man. But at the end of the day, you need to see him move towards it on his own, not without you. What is he doing? How is his life without you? What is his self-care without you? What is his mental state without you? Yes, we got many men out here who are hurt because they have met some women who have been hurt and have hurt them in the process. But my whole thing is, what is he doing to heal himself? And I'm not saying you're going to be perfect when you go in a relationship, because you're not. Everybody go into something. But you got to also pay attention to what they are doing to heal themselves in the process. And don't get in the way of their healing. Let them do the work. Now, if you say, you know what, I can assist you, or what's your coping skills? I was like, you remember, did you use your coping skills? Things like that. You can be a reminder, or you can be assistance, but don't do the work for them. Your work is, what you're trying to do is not going to make them heal. It's not going to change the words that they hear going through their brain every day. It's not going to change the abuse that they dealt with, or some stuff they don't dealt with. That's not going to fix their credit. Y'all, my credit is jacked from the crap that he did to me. I got evictions. I got repos. I got bills. Because of the dumb junk that he did. Guys, ladies, be careful. They'll want you to put everything in there in your name. Ladies, if he ain't your husband, neither one of y'all should be putting nothing in nobody's names if y'all are not married. And I'm going to say that to you again. Stop putting stuff in your name for somebody else. That's the only time I feel like that's the time that y'all should be putting any type of bills anywhere, because it's a full commitment there. And yeah, people say, well, things can happen in marriage. You're absolutely correct. It can. But you got a legal law to break that up and make that person pay for it. But if you just my boyfriend, I got to go to the law and hunt you down. I got to do a civil suit to hunt you down. And it is not easy compared to going to divorce court. Okay? So my whole thing is, don't put nothing in your name. I was young, didn't know no better. I didn't want to listen to nobody. I thought I had it together. And ladies, don't let your pride get in the way of somebody telling you and looking out for you. And I know it may not come the way you want it. You may have people come to you and it may come off nasty, or they being mean. But my whole thing, stop listening to the emotions of it and hear what they're saying. Because deep down, people see what you don't see. From the outside, we can see clear. You are sexually attached to him. You're mentally attached to him. You're emotionally, you're spiritually, you're financially attached to him. So you can't see what nobody else sees. The other person can see it because they're not attached. They can see him for who he is or she is. So my whole thing is, you need to listen. And I know that's hard. I had that biggest problem, y'all. I had the biggest problem with that. Because I had people around me telling me stuff, and I would not listen. So I take credit for mine. My question is, are you going to take credit for yours? Did you have people telling you? And were you just so caught up thinking that you had hit the lottery and you finally found who you were looking for, and when you was in it, you was too ashamed to say, you know what, y'all was right. My whole thing, you ain't never got to tell nobody that. They know they right. They can see you. They worried about you. They praying for you. They're hoping that you get out of it before it get too bad. And sadly, say you get into a situation so bad with them that you're scared to tell people when it get worse. You start to isolate yourself. They get you isolated from your friends and family. You're not talking to them as much. You're arguing with your friends and family, and you don't feel like you can go back to them. So my guys, do not cut off friends. I have friends in my life that I said, I don't care what he tried to create, like all my bridesmaids, he tried to create friction with every single one of them. I had been friends with all of those ladies more than 5-6 years, 5 to 20 years, well, 5 to 10 years prior to him. And I said, I will tell you something. They may not talk to me all the time, but these women ain't leaving. Please, guys, do not cut off relationships for a relationship, especially a romantic, because at the end of the day, the people that you built a personal friendship with can see you. They know you. And he's like, I don't like this person, and I don't like that person, and I think this person this, and I think that person that. I said, yeah, I think this person this, but they are not going to cut their friends off for you. They're not gonna do it. But now you have everybody is at a distance, and you now you don't got to a place where I don't say something, I don't did some stuff that I shouldn't have did. I literally recently just had like a whole heart to heart with my sister, and she literally cried, and I call her my sister, because of some stuff that I said to her that I didn't even know I said to her. But my sister was very much concerned about me, and not knowing that my sister was in the same situation and we didn't even know it. So guys, that's the thing. They'll try to pull you away from the people who can truly help you, and the person that you love, and people that you love and you listen to and have influence in your life, because they can see, when you're not good. So guys, please do not isolate yourself in no relationship. That's not healthy. You need to have your own friends. He need to have his own friends. That's another thing. They want to make their friends your friends. So when they cut you off, you have no friends, because their friends gonna go with them, because they're gonna tell all their friends that you are this and you are that, and they'll make you seem like the devil. I tell you, it's nothing wrong with being in a relationship with somebody and having their friends too, but have your own. Have your own friends. Spend time with your friends. And they'll also make your experiences with your friends really bad and cause friction where your friends don't want to come around. So be careful with that. If he's talking about your friends, don't let him. Don't let him, no, or her, talk about your friend. They ain't this and they ain't that. Be careful, because he's trying to make you feel some type of way about the friends that you have had for years. And these people have been there for you through everything. I can tell you those 4 women are still here, and they're not going nowhere. And when I told them all that I was getting divorced, they were so relieved, because they had been praying for me the whole time. And they were so relieved, and they said, thank you, God, that you're getting out. Even in my wedding day, they wish I didn't do it. Even at my wedding day, I sat in the room by myself, and I was like, I shouldn't do this. This man is horrible. And he got everybody in this room thinking he's something that he's not. But I was too scared and was been feeling so embarrassed to leave it. But I knew I had to play. I had my mom. I had people who would support me if I did it. But I just felt like, I don't did all this fighting for this food. I don't want to look stupid. Guys, look stupid. Listen to me. Look stupid. The people who love you ain't even going to call you stupid. They're going to say, I'm scared, because she's not aware. He's not aware of what they in. And they won't hear me. They know you're deaf. They know you're blind. They just want you to get out before it get too bad. It's too many people out here who are dying. They're getting killed. Their kids getting killed. Their kids being molested. She being raped. She being kidnapped. All of this stuff because your pride is getting in the way. Don't let your pride get in the way. Don't let your pride get in the way. Don't look for close. Okay, and their family. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also be careful for their family, because their family is on their side. It's all right, sweetie. I was like, what you talking about? But their family is on their side. And then sometimes their family will try to warn you. I even had his sister tell me some stuff personally about him. But he made me believe that his sister was this bad person. And she ain't perfect at all. Because I still kind of talk to her a little bit now just because of my son. But at the end of the day, she tried to make him seem like, he tried to make it like, oh, don't believe my sister be lying. But his sister was trying to warn me. But he had created this image in my head about her that I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't talk to her. And I should have listened to her, and I should have ran. And I didn't. Sorry, y'all. And I didn't. So anybody got any other questions, concerns? 1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. Didn't the ministry blackball you? Yay and nay. I'll say that. Yay and nay. Many people I had built a very much connection with. So some of those people I still talk to. Many I don't. But I could say it's 1 or 2 that I still have a connection with. I say about 3 that I still have a connection with. But some of them, I'm not gonna lie, I just could not connect. But it's some that I made, like I took some time and built a connection with that kind of kept me with them. But I'm not gonna lie, when I cut him off, I cut his children off. I cut his mama off. I cut his sister off. I cut everybody off. Every friend that I can think of, I blocked. The only people I didn't block was the ministry. But other than that, I blocked as many people I can block. I had to find everybody. The only person who did not get blocked was his best friend, which was going back and tell him everything that was going on with me. He even created accounts to get to me. Like, he was following me on Instagram through another account and like, oh, I see you out. I see you doing this. I see you doing that. I didn't care. And also he was email me. He'd DM me from different stuff. He'll go through my business pages and all this stuff to try to contact me. I ignored him. You need to call me. I ain't gotta call you for crap. I still don't call him to this day. He'll do just a tad bit. It's a game, and I refuse to chase him. I don't chase him. I let him do whatever he do, and I do this. Oh, thank you. And he's like, you ain't gotta give me no praise. Thank you. Because he knows I'm not, like, I'm genuine, but at the end of the day, he's very aware that I'm just not with the bull. I'm being nice because it's the type of person I am, but he know I don't want nothing to do with him. I feel bad for the girl he with now. She don't have no clue what she got herself into. He don't talk about me like a dog to her. Like a dog. He don't even tell me what she done said. You can go back to your young girl. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want you. Don't want nothing to do with you. I left you for a reason. I left you. Yeah, anybody can be a narcissist. It doesn't matter if she's your mother. I don't care if it's your father. It can be anybody. Your cousins, your best friends, your boss, anybody. This don't have anything to do of who it is. It's just a disorder. It's just a disorder. So it's very important that you guys are aware of the red flags. You're aware of the characteristics of that person. Aware that they really don't know why, this was causing this. And it's really not much you can do. They got to make up their mind that they got an issue. And the chances of them doing that is very slim because they don't think they have a problem. And they're benefiting, not lie. A lot of them are benefiting emotionally, physically, spiritually off of this. They're preying on people who are not aware. And that's why I tell y'all so much. You have to be aware. I'm not going to lie. A lot of us on here end up getting herpes from a narcissist. Like, I ended up getting type 1 from him. I came out of, literally I came out and I said, I need to get tested. I felt in my spirit, you need to get tested. He been doing stuff. He trying to act like he ain't doing stuff, but you seen his behavior change. He not having sex. He not doing what he used to do. You need to go get tested. And I told him, I said, if I got something, I'm going to kill you. Okay? I said, if something comes up out of here, we're going to have an issue. He ran to get quote-unquote tested. Okay? And text me the stuff, but he did not get tested for herpes. He don't know no better. How you going to be with me and don't know nothing about herpes? Because they don't care. He didn't get tested for that. He had type 1. And I ended up getting tested. My doctor called me back. They had told me they had been calling me, but I didn't get any calls because I stopped answering unknown calls. But they had left me a message. I called them back. And they was like, oh, Miss Piper, we need you to come in for your test results. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I got a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis. I wasn't thinking much about it at that point. And I came in, at the time, the person I lived with and also my best friend, we all went. Because I told them, I said, I want y'all to go with me just for emotional support. And they went, And she was like, can I share? I said, oh, go right ahead. They know everything about me. And it's like, oh, Miss Bobby, you have type 1. I said, I already have type 2. I said, I know where I got this from. I ain't worried about it. I ain't even worried about it. I said, at the end of the day, I ain't even going to worry about it because I know you were doing something you had no business doing. I know he didn't because my doctor tested me prior. We had just had our son 2 years ago. I didn't have it. He had just got it. Or he had it and I just never got it. So, but I never seen any symptoms on him or anything like that. So he was probably asymptomatic. Yeah. So that's that, y'all. It said no amount of your cookies, your vagina, can make a change. He got to want to change. Absolutely. And that's something women have to understand. You could be an amazing woman. It's amazing. I'm an amazing woman. You guys are amazing. Guys, you are amazing men. But a person don't want to change, they're not. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing to do with you. And stop trying to change people. If you see what you see, I tell y'all, if you see it, believe it, and make a decision. See it, believe it, and make a decision. Stop staying somewhere that you ain't wanted. Stop staying somewhere that it ain't gonna change. Cause this is my whole motto. And it's something I tell my friends and something I do now. If they don't change, am I going to stay? And will I be happy? And I really want y'all to use that motto too. If they do not change, am I gonna be happy? And half the time you won't, so leave. But they sometimes get you so entangled it makes it hard. Figure it out. Figure it out. Get to talking to people and do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Go sleep on some floors. Go sleep in your car. Go to a shelter. Do whatever you need to do. Nothing's below you at this point. Because staying in that, it's going to kill you. And it's a slow death. It ain't instant. It's a slow death where it gets your head messed up. And now you're meeting people and you're in a relationship with people that you're damaging as well. And you're making it hard for them to love you because of what you experienced for so long. So do what you need to do. Yep. Anybody have any questions, concerns? Questions and concerns? Y'all know I am super transparent. I tell all my business. And I hope, and I hope, and I hope, and I hope this helps somebody. I truly hope this opens some eyes for my people who are going to replay this video or see this video for years down the line, a month down the line. I really want to say, please pay attention. And don't be ignorant to what you hear. If you hear it and you feeling something, please examine what you're feeling. Don't ignore it. Don't push it to the wayside because whatever you're feeling, it's an alarm letting you know that something's going on. Emotions are alarms and they're letting you know something's going on. If you heard something that's similar to what you've been through, I need you to wake up because I'm telling you, the damage is hard to recover from. It's hard. It's very, very traumatic. And many women need therapy out there. So I tell you, it's only Jesus who got me out because everybody's like, but at least, you're not responding the way I responded. Yeah, I respond like that in church. I fall out in the flow and I cry until I can't cry no more. I was a snottish faced little girl in the corner. And I had a dudes in church, and I'm going to keep it real. I had dudes in church try to attach to me because they see my brokenness. Be careful with dudes trying to attach to you in church because they see you crying or dancing or whatever you're doing at church. Be careful. Because I had two try to do it, and I shut both of them out. One, he just said, he too good for me. Because he knew he was up to no good. And the other one, he still go to church with me to this day. And he don't speak to me at all. He'll look at me dead in my face. And I'm telling you, that's what they'll do. They'll look at you dead in your face, see you, and don't speak to you. That's what they do. They want attention. And sometimes I'll say, hey, like I see you. You're not fazing me. I let him watch me praise my way all the way to the top. And he's watching me thrive. He's watching me be happy. Because I left him. I left him before it got bad because I seen the symptoms right off. And I call them symptoms because he had an issue too. He just didn't know it. He felt like, I'm a good guy. Psh, you're no good guy. You're a fool. And he got mad because I caught him. I caught him before it got too serious. Caught it right at the 2-month mark. And I got out as quick as I could. quick as I could. And I embarrassed him a couple of times at church. I'm for like you act up there, I act up with you. Like your mama used to say, she's like, wherever you act up, you get your book at. Like your mama didn't care. Act up out here if you want to. I'll act up right around with you. And I said, boy, I don't care. You want to play this manipulating game? I'm about to show them that you're manipulating. You full of crap. And I used to have my pastor come to me. He's like, Belize, why you being so mean? I said, because he ain't who he say he is. My pastor looked at me like, mm-hmm, absolutely. He said, I'm happy you see. Absolutely, guys. People are manipulators. I even had my pastor mom said the same thing. Like, why are you being so mean to him? I said, because don't let him play you. Don't let him play you. This is a joke. I'm not playing with him. He know I'm stern. I ain't with it. So now he don't talk to me. He mad at me. I don't care. Free as J Bird, y'all. So get out as early as you can. And they'll still constantly they always trying to suck you back in. That's the thing. It's never a moment that they're not trying to suck. If they're close to you, which typically they put themselves in positions to stay connected to you somehow. Church, work, friends that y'all have, children, they try to stay connected. So they always have an opportunity to get you back to where they had you. And I'm not gonna lie, worse. Because if they get you back in, it's going to be 10 times worse than you ever experienced before. So they try to stay connected to you. They put themselves in position to stay super connected. So be careful with that too. That's why I say I ain't with dating folks and jobs and church sometimes. Like, when I'm done with you, I want to be done with you. I don't want to see you no more. Even being in relationships and getting pregnant by people who, like, ladies, be careful who you having kids by. If he treats you like crap before you have a kid, do not have a kid. That kid is not going to change him. Kids do not change nobody, a mama or a man. Or a family member. They don't change anybody. Stop having kids with bad people. And then wonder if something going to change. No, he ain't going to take care of them. They ain't going to do nothing. They going to use the cat as a pond. He says about what you're willing to tolerate. You can't complain about what you allow. Absolutely. Yeah, the process can be long. Yes, it can. It can be long. I feel like I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like my process didn't seem that long because I focused on myself. I didn't focus on what he said. I didn't focus on what he did. I kept all the text messages. I kept everything though. But I moved as fast as I could. I feel like, don't think, move. Because if you think, you're going to think about what he used to do. So I moved as fast as I could. I started the process for my divorce in June. I was divorced in November. I moved it. I paid for everything, guys. I didn't have no job like that. I was driving Uber. I was doing what I needed to do. I was literally had somebody taking care of my kids the best they could. Okay? I'm buying as much food as I can. I ain't had no food stamps. I ain't have any of that. I think I only had WIC at that time. But at that time, guys, I was doing everything I could to bring in money and take care of what I have to take care of. When I moved in with my mom, my car ended up getting repoed. My mom helped me. I ended up getting another job. It's so interesting. My first baby father gave me a car. That car got wrecked in 2 days. And the car that I have now is because it got wrecked. See, they be trying to reconnect because he wanted to say he did something for me. And I wasn't going to take it. But my mama said, go ahead and take it. Take it because you do need a car. So I took it. And it got wrecked. And when I say 2 days, a girl slammed behind me. And I got into really me and my kids were horrible. Our backs were hurting. I got whiplash. Everybody had whiplash. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I got so much money from that situation. So much money. It's unreal. I cashed out. They got me the car I have now. So, God got a way of protecting you. Damn, the devil hates restoration. He really does. And he's going to try to keep you. But anybody who's dealing with this have to take the time to focus on you. Stop worrying about them. They're not going to change. Worry about what you want to see within yourself. That means undoing everything they say you are. That you have to really learn who you are again because you lost it. You completely lost it. You have to go back and rediscover who you are, which you got to realize who you are now is not who you're going to be. So stop trying to find that old girl. That old girl didn't know nothing. That old girl was ignorant. That old girl was unaware, and that's the reason why she ended up in this situation. Or you end up, as a man, you end up in a situation because you were not aware. You lack knowledge. So you don't want to go back to that old person. You want to go back to that person who is strong and aware and will keep themselves from being in a situation like that again. And even when it comes up, because it is, after being with one, they tend to want to flap back to you, that you cut it off soon as you see it. Sometimes you get caught up and you're not being aware. You constantly got to teach yourself to be aware of what you see and what you feel and what you know. Because at the end of the day, you'll mess around and get re-entangled in what you're constantly used to. And I'm telling y'all, it's a habit of being attracted to the people that you're attracted to. And you're going to have to change it because you have to catch it early and cut off. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever been brung one and had one in your life, you're going to meet them. It's no way to say you're not going to meet them. You're going to meet them. There's so many out here. You're going to meet them. So I ain't going to meet one. Yes, you will. You will. Especially if you're a good person and you got a lot of potential or you're getting it. If you're the girl who's secure in the bag, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. The girl who got it, look like she got it all together, you need to be careful. Even the girl who's struggling a little bit, you need to be careful because at the end of the day, they want to attach to you. And they want to use you and abuse you. So my whole thing, don't think you won't. You will. You will come in contact. But if you are aware of what the red flags are, you pay attention, you listen to it, you also counsel with people around you guys. You got to have a support system that you can go to and you can vent to and not be scared to tell the whole truth. That's what helped me with this last guy. The last two guys. I was talking. I had my mama. My mama talked to him. My mama shut the situation down and I left him alone after that. Because something my mama said. Same thing with this last dude. My mama said something. My best friend said something. I got out. My whole thing is, guys, listen to your support system. They see what you don't see. And I know some of us like, I'm grown. I can make my own decisions. I'm sorry. Everybody need good counsel. That's scripture. You need good counsel. Because you can't protect yourself from everything. You're not all knowing. That's why 2 and 3 gathered. He's in the midst, guys. So please pay attention to the beauty of connection. Also being right connection, number one, right connection. And listening to your support system because they see what you don't. And if you're not sure, be still long enough to figure out if they're telling the truth. Because sometimes stuff is a little off because they're in their feelings. But I'm telling you, pay attention. And also be aware of your own insecurities and your own desperation. Because some of us are just at desperate space because it seems like everybody's getting married. Everybody ain't getting married. It just look like that on social media. Don't let social media fool you. And I'm going to be honest, ladies. If you're in a place, or guys, if you're in a place and it's just like too much, delete it. Delete all the wedding stuff and the relationship goal stuff and block it. Don't watch it. Follow people who are single and getting it. Listen to people who are going to teach you how to be aware of yourself and love yourself. Some of us are, it's nothing wrong to want to prepare yourself for something, but you're not even prepared to love you first. Can't get nobody to love you if you don't know how to love you. I would challenge everybody, if you're struggling with relationships or you're struggling like I can't find nothing good, I want you to block all that stuff out and start following people who are really into self-care. Find people who are single just like you, who are teaching you self-care. There's nothing wrong with wanting to watch married people, but at the end of the day, deep down, sometimes we're struggling with enviness and jealousy because you really want that. So I would strongly suggest you find some people who are where you are or been where you are and assist you through that and get through that with somebody who get it, not somebody who where you want to be. It's not wrong with it, but at the end of the day, I'm a strong believer in following or quote unquote getting inspired by people who understand your situation. And that's the reason why I did this channel, because I knew y'all wanted to talk to somebody who have herpes, somebody who understood the struggle. And number one, if you're African American or African descent, look at somebody who look like you. You want to be able to relate across the board. And that's the reason why I did this. And that's for anybody. You always want to get with somebody who you can relate to. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be so transparent. I had many times that I've been following people and I didn't even know I was struggling with jealousy, because it's like, well, she got it all together and she got the husband and she got that stuff. I love her channel, but you didn't know that you was just being jealous of the situation. It's like, she seemed like she got it all together, and they can tell you a situation they go through. You're like, I don't believe that. They ain't go through that, because you see them at their finished project. You don't see them in the dirt. You don't see them in the muck. You don't see them in the mud. And that's why I'm so transparent. Y'all see me, y'all head don't be done. Y'all hear me yelling at my kids. Y'all hear all of it. I tell y'all all my troubles and my woes, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to understand that I'm going through it with you. And I'm still going through it. And some people want to create this, and that's what I hate about social media. They want to create this perfect world. It don't exist. I don't care if you got money or not. You got problems. Everybody do. And I want to humanize life. Right now we live in a world that life can be so perfect, and it lies. That's a lie. That's a lie. I don't care how much stuff you have. I don't care how much you love yourself. You're going to still go through something. I don't care how much you hate yourself. You're still going to go through something. At the end of the day, something going to happen to you. Period. Question is, if you do love yourself, you can get out a little bit easier compared to somebody who don't. Because now you're going to blame a lot of the situation on yourself or why you where you are. And that's not always the case. It's just life happening to you. And I had a conversation with somebody like that. They're like, girl, you need some counseling, because you're really making this situation about you. It ain't about you. It's about something that happened in your past that you ain't dealt with yet. And a lot of us got a lot of trauma that we're not dealing with, and wonder why our lives look the way they do, because you don't want to go get therapy, or you don't want to get no counselor, or you don't want to get no help. You can't fix yourself sometimes. Sometimes you really do need help. I did as much as I can do on my own, and then I ran to Jesus. I was like, okay, God, I got out. I filed the papers. I got my kids out. I had my faith to get out. I did my work. I need you to do the rest. I need you to heal my heart. I need you to heal my mind. I want you to get me to loving myself again. I need to see myself in you. You're going to have to get help. If that's spiritual help, if that's physical help, that's mental help, you need somebody to talk to you about your finances again, because you probably just don't know how to get that back together, or you're just struggling. It's whatever. You need help. And we have people out here who are professionals who are willing to help you. Or you just got a friend who's really good at that stuff. Utilize your resources, y'all. But some of us are so ashamed of telling somebody our story that you realize your story will set you free. Your testimony will set you free. You know how many times I told somebody something that's going on with me, and they trying to figure out how they can assist me? Or they say, oh, I can help you. My whole thing is telling your story, and at least being open enough to people that you feel like you can trust. And you can feel when you trust somebody, or somebody who really cares about you, that they have a resource. And they may not give you the money, but they may give you a word, something that you need to hear. I don't have people reach out to me about, financing. I'm like, I ain't here to give you no money. Can't give it to you yet. Not in a position to give it to you yet. But I'm about to give you some reality. I'm going to tell you probably why you where you are, and I need you to wake up. And that's probably all she needs. And she may go to somebody else and get her reality together, and then go to somebody else and say, you know what? I see that you're changing. Let me give you that $800. Or let me give you that $600. Or let me assist you and pay a bill. Or let me take your kids off your hands so you can get your head straight. You don't know. But if you don't accept where you are and see that you are where you are because you were not aware, or you was aware and you was in denial, then nobody can really assist you in that. You haven't got to a place where you said, I made a decision, and I wrote this down the other day, and I'm going to read it to you. You said, I made a decision today, 7/14/19, to go all in. You got to make a decision to go all in. All in is pertaining to, I'm going to do everything I can to be real with myself. I'm going to do everything I can to be honest with myself. I'm going to do everything I can to see where I'm at. I'm going to do everything I can to go seek out the resources or the help that I need. I'm all in. And I'm telling y'all, from this time that I wrote this, my life had changed. And it may not always be physical. It may not all be monetary. But I'm telling you, I am more free than I ever been, because I made a decision to myself. And I have this right here, and I have it on my wall as well, that I wrote that up there. And I'm telling you, when I wrote this, literally the week after, in 7 days, I wrote a book. I'm not going to lie, y'all. In this time, from this time, I have wrote 4 books. A physical book, 3 ebooks, and I'm writing on another physical book. Okay? I'm starting a podcast. I'm going back to school, guys. I'm about to be a doctor. Come on. Now, y'all don't even know. Like, that's hard to say, because for so long I didn't think I was worthy. I just got accepted to my doctor's program. Your girl is going to be a doctor. And it's so interesting because it's for trauma. And I feel like God is calling me to assist us in trauma because we're dealing with trauma from many things. It ain't just from this, it's from many things. Okay? So I really want you guys to understand. You got to make it first. You got to accept where you at. You got to make a decision to go all in. And then you have to get help. Get help. Stop being scared to get help. It's so much. Man, the resources we have today is so much better than we ever had before. Like, the internet is God sent. YouTube is YouTube University to me. You can find anything. You can learn anything you want to learn. And a lot of us are not doing anything because we have not accepted our reality. And we have not made a decision to do what we need to do. Is do the work and put in the hard work and do what we need to do and get the support we need. Guys, there's no reason why we stay in situations no more. There's no reason why we're still dealing with stuff anymore. Half is because you don't want to deal with it. Or you think you're not capable. And now that's a mind problem. Now you got a mental disorder. Okay? You don't believe in yourself. That's a problem. That is a problem. You're capable. You're alive. You're capable. But you still have to heal. And you still have to face. There's no other way. That's what therapy is all day long. Counseling all day long is you accepting your reality. And a lot of us are living in a fantasy world. I need to pop y'all bubbles. How did you keep from getting bitter? I was bitter. But I'm going to tell you, it was supernatural. I'm not even going to lie, guys. It was only God. Like, many times I wanted to hate him, but God said, don't. That's going to be, I don't like bitter people. I'm not going to lie. I can see bitterness from a mile away. I say, you so bitter? You don't like bitter people? It's like, ugh, it's contagious. I didn't want to be that person because I knew at the end of the day, in the midst of me going through that, I was still serving y'all. So I knew watching my videos, y'all can be able to pick up on some things that were going on with me. And I know many of you guys did probably still pick up, but I knew I did not want to put that on myself and put that out to you guys, because a lot of you guys were going through situations right along with me and looking to me for support and looking at me as inspired, being inspired to live on, because some people's situations were. So I did not want to put that energy out. Even though I was going through what I'm going through for so long, nobody knew. People still to this day think I'm married. I'm not married. I've been divorced for 2 years. I'm not married. And many of you guys have never seen my ex. That's a red flag anyway. You never seen a man that I married. That is a red flag. And I want to tell anybody that person who say, I ain't on social media and all this stuff, man, men love to show off what they have, especially if he believes she's beautiful, which most of them do. You know, he love to show off what he have. And yeah, I understand social media causes drama, but most guys who say that, they live in another lifestyle. Okay? Be careful. Okay? But I couldn't be bitter for the sake of the people who was following me. I just couldn't. I had to make sure I run to God to keep me right. My channel speaks a lot about this too. All right, boo. Then you got to talk. Okay. Desperation oftentimes looks God ordained. Have to pay attention to it. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Man, desperation will make you think you see what you don't see. But you feel it, though. I really want us to understand that feelings is a beautiful thing, but we let it be our worst enemy. Because we feel it, but we twist it. Because we really don't want to feel what we know is true. Your feelings let you know if it's a go, a slow up, or a stop. But my whole thing, a lot of us are not doing that. I need us to realize that our God created emotions for you to know that something it's all alert. I need you to pay attention that something's going on. You're feeling something, you're seeing something said, and sometimes you're not fully aware of that, you know, what that is. But when you feel it, you need to ask yourself, why am I feeling it? And that's where you need to have a good counselor, because you can say, you know, you'll call your girlfriend like, girl, I'm feeling da 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 da. And she may ask you some questions like, why you feel that? What happened? What did he say? You know, what happened? You know, and now they're starting to pull it out. So now you can start giving all the detail. And they're like, girl, you feel this because this. But when you don't have nobody but yourself, you talk yourself out of what you feel. Don't talk yourself out of your feelings. Your feelings are more legit than your thoughts. Your feelings are more legit than your thoughts sometimes. They are. Our thoughts are very much We got subconscious and conscious. I don't know if y'all know anything about that, but I swear y'all need to. You better learn about that subconscious and conscious. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us are working out of our subconscious and not our conscious mind. Conscious is like, I know what's going on at this moment. Subconscious, you're doing stuff without even knowing that it has been put there. And I'm not going to lie, narcissists, they get into your subconscious. They start doing stuff they're consistently doing something. They're consistently doing it. So now it's second nature for you to defend. It's second nature for you to want to stay fixed and all that stuff and change. They get into your, your subconscious is like your soul. It's habit. Like, you don't think about it. It just do it. It's like you're driving and you're thinking about something, but you drive yourself all the way home. You don't remember stopping at no stoplights. You don't remember stopping at no stop signs. You don't remember going left. You don't remember going right. You are just used to doing it, but you're consciously worrying about something else or think about something, but subconsciously your mind said, go home. Your subconscious like, got you. We're going home. But then you look up and you pull in your driveway and you're like, how did I get home? Because consciously you were worrying about one other thing, but subconsciously you had already told them you made a decision. So guys, it's very important to talk about that. As y'all know, like I said, I have my other book coming out, and my other book talks about that. That book is coming out soon, and I'm so excited because it's about helping women become free. And it's just not free from this, it's free, period. And figure out who you are. And I talked about the mind. I talked about listening. I taught you how to have active listening. I talked about your identity. I talked about your narrative. So much stuff that as women, we are being slaughtered out here. Women are being slaughtered. And it hurts my heart to see good women being slaughtered. We are being put up. And I don't know if y'all ever seen it, like when they put cows up on the thing and they cutting it up. I swear that's what's happening to us. Or women are being put on like chickens and they putting the necks on there and they snapping necks. Because at the end of the day, we're not aware of what's going on. We're not aware. We are being slaughtered out here. And I am so tired of women being slaughtered. I'm so tired of seeing women hurt and never coming out they hurt. Because they don't know how or they're too scared to. Women, we are very emotional creatures. We are very beautiful creatures. But at the end of the day, we can be so stubborn and think we know everything. You don't. You don't. Stop trying to be a know-it-all. Get some help, girl. Get some help. Okay? Her name is Trinity, and I just watched your video, and I was wondering, can we talk about something? Absolutely. The best way to reach me is to go to www.overcomingrthestigma.com. Guys, y'all know that I am an STD life coach. But like I always tell you, I'm a life coach too. So if this is a video if you're watching this video or you're watching it now, and you're like, I need to talk to you, do a basic session with me. A basic life coaching session. Now, if it's herpes related, overcoming session is best. Or if you need to talk about disclosing, or if you need to just quick question, you want me to explain your results, I have that there. But if it's something you want to talk about long term or over a bunch of topics, the overcoming session is best. Or if you want to talk about outside of herpes period, you're in a relationship, you want some help, you want me to help you get through some stuff, I'm going to do everything I can. I'm in Georgia, but I'm connected. I want to help you as much as I can. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. He would assist me to assist you. And we're going to figure it out, girl. Or guys. Guys are in situations too. If you want to talk to me, do a basic life coaching session. And that's www.overcomingrthestigma.com. I do have sessions on Saturdays, guys. So if you want to do Saturday sessions, you can. Let's say congratulations on your journey to become a doctor. You remind us of why we should take a chance on ourselves and invest in ourselves. Please. Oh my God, y'all. Please. If y'all only know all, like I tell y'all a lot, but it's still a whole lot y'all don't know. So much y'all don't know. I've been through a lot. And I'm not the one to say I haven't dealt with physical abuse. I dealt with mental and emotional abuse my whole life. My whole life. And I didn't understand why I viewed the way I felt, or been through what I felt, but I don't deal with it all my whole life. And y'all would think, Belize, you got a voice. So? And that's the main women who are getting slaughtered. The women who are bold and seem like she's confident. It's a front sometimes. Or that's just who she is. I mean, it is just who she is. She can't change who she is because she has a voice. Her voice is to be used. And naturally, she's bold. Naturally, she's not as scared. But she also being put in situations that is also crippling her within. and she don't have the self-confidence that she portray all the time. She's struggling within. And you got your ones who keep on putting on, and then you also have your ones like me who just gonna tell all her business to save a life. And heal myself. Y'all don't know how much I heal myself telling y'all my business. And other people like, why you gotta tell all that? Because you ain't gonna tell it. So I'm gonna tell it so you don't understand that I'm going through what you're going through, or I'm going through doing something similar, or you're not crazy because you hear your friend talking about it. You're like, I know it's something going on with her. You heard my story. Go help her. Tell her that you're there for her. Tell her that you love her. Tell your homeboy like, bruh, that girl ain't good for you. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you, bro. I don't want you to go down a bad path. And sometimes you gotta. It's so crazy. You gotta say something disrespectful sometimes to help a friend. You're like, bro, you being stupid. And I'm not telling you that to disrespect them, but honestly, sometimes you gotta say stuff to shock folks out of what they in. And I don't suggest this for everybody because everybody don't have the mental capacity to deal. Now, this is something you do with some care, and something you gotta know the person good enough that you could feel like you could say some stuff. And you don't say this when they crying. You don't say this when they down. But if you see them doing something, you're like, bruh. And you may have to say something that you know they'll say. It's like, girl, you don't lost your mind? That is not your character. And they were like, what you mean when I lost my mind? And it's gonna wake them up quick enough for you to attack on making sure helping them realize where they at. You know, sometimes you gotta shake people. It's like saying shut up. It's like, shut up. I know you ain't telling me to shut up. I don't got you to stop long enough for you to listen. I was like, good. I get you to talk. Okay, I told you to shut up because I need you to know what you in. Like, you tripping. You know, so it's like, it's crazy. But, you know, some things that seem negative can also be a saving grace for some of us. It can be a saving grace. Especially when it's coming from a place of, from a person who love you, but just trying to save you. Some people are truly trying to save you. But you think they're just trying to ruin your life. They are not ruining you. You already kind of sit yourself in that, you know, because you just didn't know any better. You didn't know any better. Yeah, so. Any other questions, guys? I thank everybody who have been on with me for these whole 2 hours. I appreciate you guys. I love doing lives with you guys. And I thank everybody who sit down and watch all this video, because I truly believe it's going to bless somebody, help somebody. It's going to help somebody. I don't care if you work 5 minutes. I hope it truly help you. Any other questions, guys? As we start to wrap up. Because this girl got to twist her hair up. I got to go to a wedding tomorrow. Can't go looking like a puffball. Anybody else? Anybody? Okay. I'm trying to give y'all a couple of seconds to write. But all right, guys. I'm not going to keep y'all no longer. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for spending this beautiful Friday night with me. Being patient with me through this process. Seeing my growth. I hope you guys are growing with me. For all my new subscribers, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the bell. I don't want you guys to miss any videos that I'm doing. As y'all know, we are on the Outbreak series right now. So make sure you are watching those videos for the Outbreak series. If you feel like you got a topic you want me to talk about, guys, email me. Email me at overcomingrthestigma@gmail.com with the topic, and just put topic in the subject, and just put me, tell me the topic, or comment below on any of my videos, and I see them. Y'all know I try my absolute best to comment, or at least heart them to let you know that I seen it. But if you have any topics you want me to talk about, within the next couple of weeks, because we'll be doing the Outbreak series for it's about 10 videos that I'm about to do. I think we're 4 videos in. So that series is going to be longer. And if you didn't watch the Disclosing series, watch it. I kind of assist you guys in kind of getting the overall foundation on disclosing, because that is one of the hardest things to do with the STI, is disclosing. And it doesn't have to be just herpes. It could be chlamydia, gonorrhea, anything. HIV, HPV. You got to learn how to disclose it. That's the most important thing. I'm sorry, my nose is itching. Itchy, itchy, itchy. I was around some shellfish today, so that may be the reason. I'm allergic. And my kids were touching my arms and stuff, and he had those shellfish all over him. I need to go wash my arm. All right. Well, all right, guys. So I love you, and I will see you guys soon. Y'all know I'll be back on Tuesday and Thursday, and Fridays we'll be right here. So reach out to me if you need me. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.